Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I'm with one of my favorite human beings, the one and only Anthony Dinova. He is a title guru, he is an events guru, and he is a fantastic friend, father, dad, community advocate. I could go on, but I don't want to get his head to get too big for a couple of reasons, and we'll see that in a minute. We're here today to talk about the upcoming Derby event. If you haven't been to one of Anthony's events, you are missing out. And we have the Derby event, Derby on Park, May 6th. So it's coming up 3:30 to 7:30. It's presented by Mercedes-Benz of Orlando. And we're going to learn all about it. So welcome back, Anthony.
Thank you for inviting me back on the show. And Mercedes-Benz has been a long time, like 8-9 years now.
They're a good group of people.
And they are. We also have John Craig, Clothier. So we have this huge fashion show at the event, and they're going to be a little bit of an element this year in terms of having them judge, look at the fashion. Ladies get to come in and wear the big hats. We have men's best dressed couple, and we have gift cards, giveaways, cash prizes for all the. It's pretty cool. And then this year, which makes it completely different than any of the other years, and it took me 10 years. Let me preface this story with this. A lot of people ask me, why do you spend so much money on Instagram marketing? And I say, well, the sponsors benefit from that because we carousel our sponsors on the Instagram.
Sure.
And we also do dedicated posts for them. And so, Edible Orlando will charge $100 for a story, so we do that for free for our sponsors. And as we're doing this, I'm not going to tell you how much we spend. It's an upwards of 5,000. It's less than 10, but it's upwards of 5. And I get an email, hey, how come we're not at this event? I'm like, well, who are you? First off, who are you? And she's like, I'm one of the brand managers for Maker's Mark.
Nice.
And I was like, that's amazing. We'd love to have you. And so we've never had an official bourbon sponsor, and Maker's Mark is huge. It's that's a big brand.
That's a big deal, because why would bourbon be important at a Derby event, Anthony?
Mint juleps.
Mint juleps. That is the traditional drink of Derby. Yeah. And if you haven't had one, they're delicious. Lots of sugar, but who cares on Derby Day? And speaking of the fashion show, you didn't mention probably my favorite part of the fashion show.
Let's get into the fashion show. So the fashion show has to be emceed by someone who is a great communicator and well-liked in the community. So I was trying to figure out, I was like, who can I pick that would be willing to do it, number one, and then secondly, be great at it? Because tons of people would be willing. But
agreed.
To be good and willing, then it takes somebody with great communication skills. So I was thinking, who? Diana, my wife, my beautiful, amazing wife. She goes, you should get Ted Bogert to do that. And I was like, you're right. How did you think of Ted Bogert? I was like, and how did I not think of Ted Bogert?
That's actually my question, but thank you, Diana. I'm super excited about that. I think it's going to be so much fun. Actually, I know it is. I've been to so many of your events. They're top notch, top class. Everybody has a great time. The food and the drink are flowing, but it's got such a fun environment to it. The Derby run itself is so short if you know anything about Derby. So there's all this anticipation leading up to it, and there's a lot to do while you're there.
The food and wine events that we do, like the Wine and Dine, that's a food and wine event.
Yes.
And I'm trying to make it classy as possible.
You do a fantastic job.
I don't do a good enough job. I need to make it more classy. Wow. I need to make it more about the food and the wine and less about unlimited bubbles. I'm going to start changing the branding. But in contrast to the Wine and Dine, the Derby has to be a party. Yeah. So you have to celebrate it for what it is.
You do.
Let's call it a party. It's not about food and wine. It's about booze, dancing, and in a classy way. So you got to do it classy, but you got to call it for what it is. You imagine how unclassy people are on the infield of the actual Derby. Things are going on there that shouldn't be going on. So we kind of are in the middle of that, where it's just it's a balancing act between, hey, don't get too drunk, but have a great time and have a lot of booze.
But I mean, it's a day to have a good time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traditions that go along with Derby. You should Google those if you don't know about them. But you make it classy. All your events are classy and top notch. I like to go because it's put on in a way where the people who love to get back in the community, who love to get together and have a good time and celebrate pretty much anything, come together, and you make it easy for us to do that.
Yeah, this Derby event's going to be unique. With the Makers Market's going to be doing T-shirts. So they're going to be giving out T-shirts, and then they're also going to be giving out drinks. So we're trying to figure out if we can get pebbled ice, because if you're going to do a mint julep, it has to have pebbled ice. But the problem is there's no pebbled ice really, except for uber expensive amount to just have for the Derby. You know, we want Makers Market to come back year in, year in. So if they can't make a mint julep correctly, might not have them do mint juleps. Might just have them do like orange whiskey sour, whiskey sour or something. But in our VIP section, which I just have to say it, we also are doing old fashions, whiskey sours, and we're doing them with a combination of Woodford Reserve. And while we will definitely only have like Maker's Mark for our event, but we also have other drinks that we will be making along with the Maker's Mark. And for the VIP specifically, it's this really nice high-end stuff that you get from Williams-Sonoma. And so you can make these old fashions and stuff from, the maraschino cherries. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yep, I sure do.
I feel like if you want to have a nice cocktail, you have to have a good whiskey. So Maker's Mark is great, and it's going to be complemented extremely well. Something else we have for the event, for the first 50 ticket holders, we have cigars. We're also going to have cigars at the event. You can't smoke in the venue because Winter Park Event Center is like, I don't know, rule maker on steroids. So you can't break the rules. And then, of course, there's this huge fashion show. Guys, there's going to be a ton of beautiful women. If you're single, it's a great night to come out. If you're a couple, it's a great night to bring couples out and have a great party. But let me tell you something, ladies, I don't want you to think about the horses and be upset, because all you have to do is save a horse, ride a cowboy.
I mean,
so here we are.
Wow.
Got to bring in the saddles here. We got to saddle up.
My head is so big. Look at that. Wow.
We got to saddle up.
Listen, here. You all know you can come. I mean, you can Google Derby attire and find something. Stacy has spent the last couple of weeks looking for something, because it has to be something new, and it has to be something fun. It has to be something Derby. Because I don't want to show up in something I've done before. This hat is actually not too bad. I kind of like it. Did you bring these from your own collection? You had boots on today.
I got some cowboy boots on. I got my Burton. I don't got no Spurs, but we can wear on Spurs for that Derby event. But no, I don't have Spurs. I do have a pair of cowboy boots, and I have a couple.
Show them your jacket too.
Oh, don't get dirty with me. All right, so this jacket, if you can see it.
There it is.
See that Kentucky? It's all actually branded. And I got this jacket from John Craig, actually, clothier. So I do business with people that do business with me. And I know people think that that's like a overused, motto or saying, but you have to do business with the people that are doing business with you. So I bought a very nice, expensive blazer from John Craig, and honestly, I wear it every single Derby. It's my awesome Derby outfit.
That's your Derby outfit. Well, you don't want to have to get up and think about that. You want to get up and get everybody ready to go. And we actually do watch the Derby, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's so fast, 2 minutes. And honestly, everybody always asks, when is the running of the Kentucky Derby? Listen, who knows? It could be raining that day, and they can delay it 30 minutes. I've seen it. It just depends on the other races. Getting those horses in the gate, yes. Happens between 5:30 and 6:30 every year. Yes. So right around 5:35, 5:45.
And the Winter Park Event Center, that's the one on Morse and like 1792 Mills, right? Like right there.
Yeah. And this is different. So last year, the valet is absolutely terrible. It was terrible last year. It was my first ever time doing it at this venue. It was awful. I'm just I'm the hardest critic of myself. So what I did was I took the tickets down like $15 on the ticket price, and park yourself. Over here at Valencia and Morris Boulevard, I 100% recommend dropping the ladies off at the event, going to that parking lot, and I rented a luxury, like a luxury Sprinter. It's like a 14-passenger Sprinter, so it's going to be going back and forth.
Nice.
It's a block and a half, guys. If you can't walk a block and a half or wait on the Sprinter, I don't have any answers or any solutions.
You'll figure it out. Yeah. Trust me.
I mean,
it'll be worth it too.
You could take an Uber from that point to point A to point B if you don't want to walk a block and a half.
Can you imagine? That's something Ted would do for sure.
Well, I got the luxury sprinter just for you. I knew it. I was like, there's going to be somebody
sprinter.
there that needs that luxury air conditioning.
I will drop Stacy off at the front, and I will go park, and I will.
You know what's funny is I'm having you MC the event, and I can guarantee you'll still be late for the party, like fashionably late. You will be late.
I'm always on time.
You'll be MCing it, and the event starts at 3:30. I bet you'll be there at 4:30.
No, I bet you I'm there at 3. Banging on the door for you to let me in. I need my maker's mark.
I love it. You were always fashionably late.
No, I'm always early. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, so the link to get tickets, you can obviously look on Eventbrite for it, but I'll also put the link in the comments below. You just click on that easy bit.ly link, I think there is.
That's me riding the horse.
He's only had coffee, unlike me. And I want you guys to go and experience it. And, I want to encourage everybody. I don't know how many tickets are left for VIP, but VIP is just its own experience in addition to the regular experience. Not that general admission, you're not going to have a blast, but there are some really cool things going on in VIP.
We're about halfway sold the VIP.
It's amazing. You guys get out and get your tickets less than a month away.
You guys totally got to come. It's going to be a great event. Some other additional sponsors are coming out. Park Ave Title. It's a great title company.
Oh my God, I forgot
about that. I just want to mention them real quick on here. And then we all have Winter Park Wine. They're going to provide us some wine for the event. It's going to be a great event.
I love them. All right, y'all get your tickets May 6th, 3:30 to 7:30. Go to Eventbrite and look for Derby on Park. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Anthony. You can go to my Linktree link that's scrolling across there. It'll have the link there as well, or in the comments below. Anthony, always a great time to be with you. You do amazing stuff in our community. Get out, have fun. What else are you going to do? You're just going to sit at home and be bored and serve your own drink on Derby Day? No, you want to come out and come to Derby on Park. We'll see you there. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Diana. You know I love and appreciate you. See you guys.